what's happened to you since you left MSF?
So I left in 2018.
Yeah.
And I started my continued my high school online. I transferred my credits to the US, back to Minnesota, to another city where I used to study in.
I remember, yeah.
And I finished my high school degree there in 2019. And then I had to take some time because I was looking for universities and the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
So I moved shortly, temporarily to Munich after here. My dad was a general counsel there, so I was there temporarily, and then afterwards, once I finished my degree, high school degree, I applied for university online in the UK.
Okay.
So since 2020, I started that, which I'm expected to graduate in May of this year, and in 2020 as well, I also moved from Germany to Tajikistan.
Okay, and what was your degree then?
Politics, philosophy, and economics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not surprised you chose these subjects, Mehran. Really,
it was a nice roundabout of everything for me,
yeah.
Specifically philosophy and politics and economics as well. I've always been fascinated by politics and everything. Philosophy aspect gave me a different viewpoint to think of everything, not only from one perspective, but a wide variety of perspectives. So that was also helpful for me. And the economics as well. It's just good to know it in the current world we live in. You understand the economy, you understand everything that's going on around you.
So you went to Tajikistan?
Yes.
Okay, and did you start working there directly or what?
So when I moved there for short term, I was just doing my degree.
Yeah.
I was also, I did an internship with the embassy of Afghanistan in Tajikistan, and I did it there for 6 months, and then I continued another internship with them. But I also worked at an organization called Peace and Sports Council of Afghanistan. I was a project manager for them, and then recently I shifted to policy officer and fundraising manager. Because
can you talk a little bit about your job now?
Yeah, so as project manager, so we had, for the organization, I'll split a little bit. For the organization, we basically did humanitarian aid work and everything in Afghanistan. We had our headquarters and everything in Afghanistan, but since I was personally away for a little bit, I did everything online for the organization. And then a large majority of our work was focused, we had a lot of pressure in between 2020 and 2021. This was the time when Afghanistan's turmoil was increasing. And a large majority of the provinces were falling to the hands of the Taliban, and people were fleeing and coming to the capital and seeking refuge. So we had to work with private donors, other institutions and everything to host people and assist people within Kabul. And we were successfully able to do that, but unfortunately after August 15th of 2021, we failed to do so because we had to shut down our organization's operations.
Okay, that's...
my father is originally the founder of the organization, so this put us at risk with them because a large majority of our members and everything, and because of the political stance that my father took against the Taliban regime, they were basically against it, and this put us into this effect of anyone who was affiliated with our family or specifically directly in contact with my father would jeopardize their lives and put them at risk.
Yeah.
So we had to cease operations. Our headquarters within Afghanistan was taken over by the Taliban. We had a gymnasium which we hosted roughly 500-600 orphans. We had 3-4 different orphanages around the gymnasium, which the organization was headquartered in. It was Peace and Sports Council of Afghanistan. My dad founded while at the time he was the president of Olympics of Afghanistan.
Yes.
And the idea of it was to promote peace through sports. It is the only thing that can bring every different ideas and ethnicities and people from different backgrounds together under the same roof. So we had 500-600 orphans that trained here completely free, and we taught them a little bit as well based on the little funding that we received and everything. And the Taliban took these headquarters and they turned into a military camp for themselves. We had certain offices and everything. They turned the offices into prisons, and overall the gymnasium within itself, they just turned it into a police station for themselves. And we were able to temporarily take it back from them to continue operations, but they took it back again. And they've just kept it. They didn't want to hand it over back to us. We said even though we are completely aside from politics. So this was our approach with as I was the project manager.
Yeah.
So until then, we assisted some of our team members to evacuate, leave the country because they were at risk, and the best evacuation routes for us was specifically Iran and Pakistan.
Okay.
Because those were the only two neighboring countries that left their borders open to Afghanistan at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they still do. So since the fall took place, we've had roughly 5 million Afghans flee to Iran.
Right.
For the past almost 3 years now. And we've had a few million flee to Pakistan and everything. And I continued my work as project manager there, but it was temporarily frozen. And then I started off as policy officer and fundraising manager.
Mm.
And so for that, I create the organization's policies on how do we go forth.
Mm-hmm.
As the situation in the country evolved into something different, we had to basically change our stance and everything as an organization.
Mm-hmm.
So what did that mean for us in specific? That was basically us, since we are a non-governmental organization, we did a lot of charity work for people, the community in Afghanistan and people. We had to take a stance in order to push forth a peace process for Afghanistan. So that's what we were working towards, and long term we want to establish something that we can go forward towards a long and sustainable peace within Afghanistan. But for the short term, because we wanted to continue to our core values and everything of still providing humanitarian assistance, one of the issues that, as I saw since I became the fundraising manager, was the Western nations came into Afghanistan since 2001,
mm-hmm.
and they started pouring money, billions of dollars, into Afghanistan without any sort of accountability and knowing where the money had gone
mm-hmm.
to. Afghanistan unfortunately was number one in one thing for years, and that was corruption. Mm. And this was something that, as much as it is to blame the people, the leadership of the country, when money starts flowing in and there's no accountability, you have to expect something like that to take place. So we said that, okay, since poverty rates are at utmost high right now, over 70-80% of the population is living in poverty. Mm-hmm. UN accounts for like 97%. And this was an issue. So we were like, okay, what's the best way that we can go forth? We use this old saying of, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Mm. Teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. So we wanted to implement these small-scale business projects that we had. So a small business would roughly cost us in between $1,000 to $1,500.
Okay.
So we wanted to push this forth, and we worked closely with this other organization that we were in contact with, that provided some humanitarian assistance to us in Afghanistan right after the fall took place. So we got in contact with them. They are supporting us in implementing this mission within the next 2-3 months, that we start this project of building these small-scale businesses for roughly 20 families as a startup. So we build these small-scale businesses without giving money to the people. Mm. We get the products, we build a small business, and everything based on our analysis and our research that we do from within the country right now. We're starting with the capital right now, but we also have our representatives in the northern zone and the southern zone of the country. So we will implement these same projects in the future as well within those two zones as well. But for the time being, we'll just implement it in the capital. Mm-hmm. And these small-scale businesses, just the idea of it is we keep it under our surveillance for 6 months, and we see how it goes, so these people can become financially independent.
And is that the case now? Some of these projects are now
independent? We haven't started.
Oh,
so we gave in our proposals and everything like
right.
3 months ago, okay. Because we had to cease operations, like I said, so we had to basically relaunch, okay. And we're waiting for our relicense and everything within Germany. So we'll officially start our work in Germany as well within a few months. But hopefully within that time frame, we're expected to get the grants and everything for the project.
Okay.
So by the time we're expecting to get our license, we'll hopefully get approved for the grants and everything, so we can just straight away continue the operations, right. In the project that we have within Afghanistan right now.
And will you have somebody based here in Germany to carry on the...
So we have our president of the organizations here based in Germany.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we also have representatives in 7-8 different countries. We have a representative in Egypt, we have a representative in Russia, in California, in India, Italy,
wow.
And Czech Republic.
Okay.
And I think it's like 1 or 2 more that I forgot. But we also have 2 representatives within Afghanistan in different zones.
Wow, it's very wide, eh?
Yeah. So we have all our representatives and everything that are continuing their operations there. And they're working mostly within the Afghan communities, within their designated countries. We had our representatives in Munich, but since we were that we just had appointed, and then he was going to start the licensing process, but since we decided to shift the entire organization here, we were like, okay, we'll just start it up and relocate back into Frankfurt for us.
Okay, right. So we can hope to see you more often.
Hopefully.
Ah, that'd
yes.
be good.
Hopefully.
That'd be really, really good. Would you keep in touch with us and let us know how the organization works?
Absolutely.
And once you have all your paperwork ready.
We can host a fundraiser here at the school.
Yeah, well, exactly. Absolutely. No, I'm not kidding.
Absolutely.
Frankly, we can.
We have 3 partners so far.
Right.
We have, one is Books for Peace, which is based in Italy.
Okay.
Another one is called the Audio Organization, which is from a singer from Czech Republic by the name of Daniel Landa.
Okay.
He has an organization as well, which we partnered up with, and then there's another organization that we partnered up with. Like, unfortunately, I forgot his name, but the head of the organization is the deputy head of the parliament of the Czech Republic. So we have these 3 partners so far, and we have our representatives, and we have so far 4 ambassadors for the organization. One is a Paralympic champion of the U.S.
Right.
Other one is an artist from Afghanistan, and then another one is a philanthropist, and he's a very, very smart person, Dr. Ted, and he's based in Monaco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, listen, I mean, anything we can do to help.
That would be amazing.
Even,
hopefully soon.
Do you remember the students here do IB? So they have the CAS projects, and they all have to look for a service project or any little hand can help you.
Absolutely. While I was coming here, I walked through the way which we always walked in as students, just to reflect on the past a little.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, you see. Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful to see you. Really, really good. And thank you so much for coming to see us.
It's lovely to be here. See you and everyone. A lot. Friends, the social life, the teachers. Some things as students we necessarily take for granted while we're at school. We complain a lot regarding many things that take place. The school, the homework, and the interactions and the teachers and everything. But as time goes on, as those moments pass, it's all moments at the end. I left 5 years ago, but it almost feels like it was yesterday. And time passes by quick, but those memories will always stay. And you have to cherish necessarily everything that takes place at that time. So you can never pinpoint something. MSF gave me another a very, very great opportunity to continue my education here in Germany. Yeah. And they were the first school to respond to that. And they gave me the opportunity after I shifted from the US here to continue my education here. They opened its doors as a family to me, and I'll always be grateful for that.